Welcome aboard Hour 3, Sam, your AM 1070, The Answer. The only morning show with a psychotherapist on board.
Because we need one.
I'm not sure, right? Is it for the topics or for us? Jill Robin Payne, is a licensed professional counselor, psychotherapist. She's part of the American Psychotherapy Association, AAA, AARP, and other letters behind her name. Hi, Rob. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Jill?
Good morning, General Sam.
Yeah, it's the thing. This is from our conversation with the Colonel. Can I be some wacko weirdo with bad wiring and instead of gender identify, officer identify, and say that if I'm a private in the Marine Corps, and then go, well, I identify as a 2-star general. Is that possible? I mean, guys identify as women.
We're going to talk about this bias. I'm going to bring it into the conversation. Emotional bias causes us to judge a certain way,
right?
More rational. And basically what psychological bias, it's cognitive bias, it's a tendency to make decisions or take action in an illogical way.
All right, so I'll take actions in an illogical way. Like I say I'm a woman. I start dressing up as Bo Derek from the movie 10. I put on the braided hair and I run to Bolero or whatever.
Yes.
Why can't I join the military and tell them I'm a general, right? And I identify and expect people to salute me.
Why can't you?
I should be allowed to, right? I mean, if you can say you're a girl, why can't I say I'm a general?
Well, I think people do.
Get your ass kicked is what happens.
In my field, people do that. Now, do people believe it? I was talking to my husband yesterday, who's a therapist, and we were talking about intent. You may have good intent and say something, and it doesn't matter what we say. It matters how the other people perceive it.
Right.
So I can go ahead and tell you I'm a general. If you don't perceive it, it ain't going to work. So that's
got it.
That's where that goes.
Exactly. Jill Payne's our psychotherapist on the show. You guys?
I wanted to talk to you about some studies. One particular one that was done at the Emory University, because I want to talk about this bias. It affects our judgment and decisions, and we all have it. Now, if we deny we have it, that can be an issue. So what they did was they took these Republicans and Democrats, and what they found, they did a brain study where they checked with this machine called an MRI, which shows what highlights or what brightens in the brain when it's active. And what they found out was when they were given a choice, the Democrats and the Republican, on information, the brain lit up in an emotional area. Mm-hmm. Now, in the reward area, when they would deny whatever did not agree with them, then that reward system in the brain lit up. So this is what they were doing to show that there is bias.
Well, okay, but so let me ask you this. You're Hillary Clinton. You're one of the dirtiest, probably the dirtiest, filthiest, crime-ridden, bribe-ridden, whatever, women in politics. What kind of bias do you think is going on in her head? You're our psychotherapist. For her to break the law, get away with it, do the bribes, cover up the rapes, and act like, hey, ain't nothing wrong here. What kind of bias is that in the brain?
Well, one, when you give someone an inch, they take a mile. And so when you're used to getting your way, then that's your mindset. And so she knows that she can get her way. They have a lot of power. And so she's very confident. It's all how you behave and act. And it's going back to where you say, if I pretend I'm a general, it's really interesting. There was that movie that young kid who was 16 pretended he was a doctor, a lawyer, or Indian chief. I can't remember what the movie was about, and it was a real person. And so he acted that way and got away with stealing a bunch of money.
The Leo DiCaprio movie.
Yes, great.
What was it called? I can't think of the name. It's a live show.
I can't remember. So there you go.
Amazing.
That just validates what you're talking about.
Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist. I got 30 seconds. What's the message?
Real quick, I I wanted to go over some quotes yesterday. I was exercising.
Okay, real quick.
I love it when people use words. I really listen to words. So these quotes were quote on other stations on the television. There isn't a trust issue, it's a judgment issue. The second was Clinton is careless, but no charges. These were quotes. And when you have these issues, this is a character issue. This is something that people learn as they grow up. It's not something they're born with because there's nature and nurture. So they can change these character issues. It's something that people need to think about. And it's not just Clinton, but people need to think about if they're telling you that, oh, there's not a trust issue with her, she has poor judgment and she's careless, then you need to think about, do you want someone that has poor judgment or is careless to be president? There you go.
Our in-house psychotherapist, Jill Payne. Look at all the initials. She's got an MA, a BC, PC, an LPC, a C. I don't know what these things are. All I know is she's adorable.
You're a sweetheart.
Good to have you on via Skype, Jill. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Rock and roll.
General Sam.
If some wacky guy can identify as a gal, then I want to identify as a general. It's done.